All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His Son Yahushai. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel, Barak Yamlah, Habayath, Madawada. Blessings to the house of David, which are your brothers laboring, and to the Akyam wa Akwath, which are the brothers and sisters that also listen and believe on the glorious gospel being preached, which is the body of Hamashiach, the anointed, Yahushai. Unto you I say shalom. This is the brother Sagalah back another day, all through the spirit with another lesson. Now I wanted to jump into the fact that this article here is from BBC.com, and it's speaking of, the idea of land grabs. And I've heard other brothers that I know speaking on this, and through the spirit is becoming more and more clear, which is the devices and the plots and the schemes of the wicked. Now, this land grab idea, things that are going on in California, there's been ideas pushed about, all the wildfires and what's going to happen with that land, in the aftermath. The same thing here that you see on the article that's on the screen with the Palestinians, that land that's been destroyed, right? What's going to happen to that land? And as you see here, it says Trump says Israel will hand over Gaza to U.S. after fighting ends. So these different ideas is being pushed out here. Now, this is also being pushed as far as here in the Northern Hemisphere. And this is from CBSnews.com, dated February the 9th. Justin Trudeau, which is the president of Canada, it says, was caught on a hot mic reportedly saying Trump talk of making Canada a U.S. state is a real thing. So whether or not this happens or not, well, that is to be seen. But the idea and the plots of the wicked is being put out there, as the scriptures tell us, roughly paraphrasing, out of the mouth, out of the abundance of the mouth, the heart speaketh, roughly paraphrasing. So out of the mouth, speaks the depths of one's heart. And that is the devices of the wicked. Now, I'll read a little bit of this and just get into this more. It says, U.S. President Donald Trump has restated a vision in which the U.S. would take over Gaza after officials in his administration appeared to contradict his earlier comments. The Gaza Strip would be turned over to the United States by Israel at the conclusion of fighting, Trump said on Thursday. He reiterated that the idea would mean resettling Palestinians and that no U.S. soldier would be needed. The Trump's resettlement idea has prompted accusations that he is planning ethnic cleansing and has drawn condemnation from the UN, human rights groups, and the Arab leaders. Analysts doubt it will ever happen. After Trump's first comments on the issue, his officials suggested any relocation would be only temporary. Under his plan, Trump wrote on Truth Social, Gazans would have already been resettled in far safer and more beautiful communities with new and modern homes in the region. The U.S. would then be a part of an effort to redevelop the enclave, he said. His post did not make clear whether the 2 million residents of the Palestinian territory would be invited to return. Under international law, attempts to forcibly transfer populations from occupied territories are strictly prohibited. Now, so the idea that this land would be given over to America after the fighting ends, these are the thoughts, right? These are the things that's in the heart of the wicked. Right? These are the things that they wish to accomplish, but it's never going to happen, right? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So now, let's go further here, and let's show some more here. So these are maps and images showing what's left of Gaza after a year or more of fighting. Now, in all these areas where you see any color at, those areas have been destroyed, which is the Gaza Strip. right, all the way over to the Mediterranean Sea here and down to the border of Egypt here on the map. Now, this constitutes or makes up over 60%, 60+%, almost 70% of that land has been destroyed. And this is what the majority of the cities look like, especially the major cities. It's a heap of ruins. It's a ruinous heap. Now, I just wanted to show that real quick, all right, and get into a few precepts, because what's going on is that the wicked is making their move, and this is going on worldwide. Here in Babylon, the great America, that chip is being pushed more and more, and around the world. And, you know, the positioning for World War III, the nations coming together that's causing the alliance, the BRICS alliance against Babylon the Great. The beast and the whore is starting, to break off, because we know the beast is going to hate the whore and burn her with fire, which is the European Union. The EU is going to turn against America. So all those things are going on, Now, this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Let Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." So we see clearly all the things that's going on. And we know that this man is Satan. He is Shaitan. He is adverse to the Most High, to the Most High's people and righteousness in general. He's the wicked of the earth. He's set up as the white horse and the red horse that came to take peace from the earth. That is Esau, Edom, the men of sin, headed by America here in these last days. So we're not ignorant, it says, of his devices. Now let's go to 1 Corinthians, because who are the ones that are not ignorant to his devices? The majority of the world is ignorant to his devices. Although the world is waking up to his wickedness, the majority of God's people, the Most High, Yahweh Shah's people, the Israelites, are ignorant to the devices of Satan. So who's truly not ignorant here today? 1 Corinthians 2:16, it says, "For who hath known the mind of Ha'adawan, or the Lord, that he may instruct him?" Question being asked. "But we have the mind of Hamashiach, the anointed," right? Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Christ. So the we, and speaking of the elect today, the elect have the mind and understand what's going on. And that's through the Holy Spirit. To have the mind means you have the Holy Spirit. So these land grab attempts and the devices of the wicked are not foreign unto us, because it's all here in the scriptures and it's all prophetic. This is the book of Amos, the 1st chapter. All right, what we're seeing in Gaza. Amos 1:7, "But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour," it says, "the palaces thereof." So that place has been pretty much completely devoured. So the Most High has sent a fire again on the walls of Gaza to fulfill his will, to ultimately fulfill prophecy. Reading it again, Amos 1:7, "But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof." So that place is being completely devoured, which is all by the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now, let's continue to show that the plots and the devices of the wicked are not foreign to the men of the Lord and to the believers today, which will be the elect. This is the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, Habakkuk 2. In verse 6, it says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him," speaking of Esau, Edom, "and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his," which is this man going in and devouring, nations and land masses and taking them over, and coming in and bringing, Christianity and a Western culture and Catholicism, which is the wine of Babylon. Continuing on, "Woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." He set up this system right in the world of commerce and capitalism and cronyism, which that's how the world is run today. And that's why the world is in great debt. So this man realizes that he has to reset, right, things financially, which is going to be through that chip part of that. And him doing that is because this thick clay that he's in, when you look it up, it goes into heavy debt. The debt that he owes in the world more than any other nation and any other people, right? So he's increaseth that which is not his. Now that also lines up here in the book of Micah, the 2nd chapter. This is Micah 2:2. It says, and they, speaking of the wicked, covet fields, lands, right, and resources, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So this is when they come in and raid lands and reset the order by bringing chaos, order out of chaos. Right? So this is all, once again, the devices of the wicked. And we are not ignorant to these things, because we've seen this over and over again in Australia, in Europe. This is what his man has done in Africa, in the Americas. Right? The conquistadors were doing it, going back to the time of Cristobal Colon, also known as Christopher Columbus, during that time. And this has been going on, right? So we're not ignorant to these things. This is what he is. This is what he does. And I want to touch a little bit more on what we read as well, going into, the Palestinians, because check this out here. This is the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. It gives us even more understanding. Now, the heading here is the nations will be judged. Judgment against enemy nations. This is Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So the Most High is about to take us out of captivity, right? This is the second great exodus out of New Egypt, just like in ancient Egypt. Verse 2, and I will also gather all nations, and that's what's going on. That's why the BRICS alliance is against America, right? And I will gather together all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And what is the Most High's land? The land of Israel. And Gaza is a part of that land as well. So the Most High hasn't forgotten what was done to his people and how that land, it says here, was parted. And this is further prophecy when you go into the book of Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. They parted the Most High's land and scattered his people to the four corners of the earth. And that's making reference directly to what? To slavery, to the curses that came onto the children of Israel in Deuteronomy 28, that they will be sent, Deuteronomy 28 and 68, 64 and 68, they will be scattered amongst all the people and sent on slave ships. Once again, the transatlantic, the Arab, the Dutch, and Native American slave trades, showing you the true history of the Israelites, how you would know who they are today. Ezekiel 36:1. Also, it says, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy have said against you, this is what the enemies of the Most High, start with the Edomites, have said against the children of Israel. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy have said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are in our possession. So they have taken over the Holy Lands. This is why Trump is saying that, he believes that, the Israeli people would give over that land, right? Which the Gazans, the Palestinians were once in, he would give that land over to America. This is why these ideas are being projected, because this is all prophetic, right? This is all prophetic. Verse 3, therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because they have made you desolate, and swallow you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen. That's us being scattered, being known as minorities. And ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and an infamy of the people. So the Israelites are an infamy of the people. Everywhere we're scattered, we're looked down upon. We're called by bywords and proverbs. Right? We don't have a homeland. We don't have a seat at the United Nations, at the different G20, G7 summits. We're not recognized, right? So that is by us being swallowed up. So I pray that this lesson was edifying to you, believing brothers and sisters. All praises, honor, and glory be to the God of heaven and earth, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel, and Barakim La Habayath Madawadah. Blessings to the house of David, which you brothers laboring, day in and day out, giving all diligence, making your calling and election sure, and to the Akim wa Akwaf, brothers and sisters that also listen and believe on the glorious gospel that's being preached worldwide. Unto you, I say Shalom and Barakatham.